Hiya, today we're going to actually have a go at making an animation to show us where the Vikings came from. So first of all, I'm going to actually get you to type in Scratch into a browser. Then you're going to need to actually click on Scratch and then take us to this page here. Now, I'd like you to actually type in Viking settlement project and then search for that. You're going to see one project, which is this one made by this person here called Pi Martin. That's me. So I'd like to click on that. And then at the top there it says see inside. You're going to actually code on that. So we're going to need to actually have a look and see what that looks like. Okay then. Right. What you can see here is you can see the coding blocks down the side here. You should be familiar with those. You can see costumes where you can see that sprite there can be modified, and there's a tab called sounds. We're going to be coding this block here, and the idea of this is we show that this is going to actually sail from Norway. It's going to sail round to Ireland and invade Dublin. Okay, so first of all we're going to actually think of what we want to do. I'm going to move that to where it's going to start from. So it's coming from Norway, and then I'm going to actually say when I click the green flag, so I'm going to be starting when I click that green flag. So that's an event, and I drag that out. Anytime you can just pause the video. And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to move. So I'm looking at the motion. Now, on the PDF, which I actually sent out, it has got some coordinates already in, but if I actually just show you this, you can actually then make your own coordinates. You don't have to use the exact same coordinates as I choose. Now, when you move it and then click on Go To, the coordinates are the coordinates where it is currently. Now, if I move it again, you'll see that the coordinates have changed. Right. Now, when we're doing this, I would like it not only to actually have Go To, but I'm going to actually get it to clear all of its previous coordinates and the pen marks it's going to make, because actually I would like it to actually draw. Now you might say, but you can't see any pen coordinates. What you are going to be able to do is you're going to be able to actually add an extension, and the extensions will actually give you a whole new set of blocks. So we're going to first of all erase the coordinates, the pen marks from the previous run. So I'm going to have erase all. Now I'm going to actually then get it to actually select a pen color. Now at the minute it's set to this color here. Now just want to actually show you something. If you click inside that box and use the selection tool, if you move that glass there, you can actually see that you can select the color of Norway. Now the pen color it's going to actually draw with is going to actually be the same color as that. Okay, and you notice it's changed there. Now we're going to need to actually set the pen size. Now I'm going to actually set that pen size to 5. Okay, so it's 5 pixels wide. Okay, so 5 pixels wide. And then I'm going to actually tell it to set the pen down. That means put it down on the paper. Okay, so I want to move this ship now, and I'm going to move it round in a series of movements from Norway, perhaps up to the Atlantic coast there. Now when I do that, I want it to glide. So I'm going to go back to the motions, and I'm going to actually drag out the one which says glide, and it gives you an X and Y coordinate. I now move the ship to the next position, and I drag out the next set of coordinates. I now move it to the next position, and I drag out the next set of coordinates. Okay, and finally, if I move it down here, that's where Dublin is, and the Vikings really did go to Dublin and they settled there. And finally, I'm going to actually tell it to lift the pen up. Okay. Now I'm going to make this screen large, so I'm going to click on that there, and we're going to actually have a go at clicking the green flag up here, and my ship should go back to here, and then it should clear all the ink. So click on that, and that shows the Vikings sailing from Norway to Ireland. Okay, I'm going to actually just make that small again. Okay. Now I want to show them sailing from Sweden and Denmark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click on the sprite down here and right click it, and I'm going to click on duplicate, and I'm going to click on duplicate again. I'm going to make one ship. Okay, now if I drop that there and drop that one there, I'm going to make one ship here. So I'm going to select that ship, and then I'm going to actually code it so it's sailing from there. Now all of these here are going to be no good, because actually that's going to be the code for the other one. I'm going to keep this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to modify this code so it sails from Sweden. So if the ship's in its position where it's starting from, I'm going to actually say go to. Those are all the same. Now the problem I've got here is I would like this to be color coded to Sweden. So if I click in there again and select my selection tool, I can move over to Sweden. Now the line color should then be the same color as the color of the map. Now I'm going to actually make this glide to the first position. We're going to go through there. Make sure you get the glide with the X and Y coordinates, and the X and Y coordinates are changing automatically. I'm going to go up around the coast of Norway. Okay. And then through the Hebridean Islands. Okay. And I'm going to actually put this at the west coast of Scotland, and that's my last one. And then I can click that pen up command. Now if I click on that now, you should see it moving around. Okay, find my green flag. Okay, you can see one invading Ireland down here and one invading Scotland. You can do the same thing to the ship which is at Denmark. Now where's Denmark gone? I've got a ship here which is Denmark. Okay, move it to its starting position, just double check that it's the correct ship. I'm going to now the code I need to change in the same way I changed the code for the ship leaving from Sweden. I'm going to do the same thing for that. Okay, so its starting position is there, so it says go to 50 minus 86. Then I'm going to actually tell it to erase all. The pen color I'm going to need to change that green color for Denmark. I'm selecting that there. Do you notice the outside of that ring turns the color which you're going to select? Okay, and that color is now changed. Now I'm going to actually have a short route here. I'm going to move across slowly from Denmark. I'm going to go up into the North Sea, and then I'm going to go across to around about here, which is where York is. So I'm not going to have 4, I'm only going to have 3. So I'm going to start from there. I'm going to go up. I'm going to drag my glide to. I'm going to move across slightly. Drag my glide to. Notice how the coordinates have changed. And then finally I'm going to have one more. And that's going to take me to the north of England. Now obviously Vikings were actually invading not just into one place. They would have actually landed all up the north coast, and they would have looked for monasteries, they would have looked for land, they would have looked for settlements, they would have stolen goods, they would have stolen people to become slaves, and eventually they actually would have stolen land and settled in there. Now the last thing I need to do is add pen up. I'm going to actually have a look at that to see if there's any problems. So what I'm expecting to have happen is all of these 3 ships should go back to their starting places, and then they should actually start drawing lines of the colour of their country, and they should go to these end positions. So I'm going to have a look at that. Okay, right, I'd like you to have a go at coding this. The first thing you need to do is search for Viking Settlement Project. Open the project. You're going to find that there's only the one ship. You're going to need to actually add the code. Please use the PDF sheet to help you. If you get stuck, you can copy the code directly, but it'd be really pleasing if you could actually add your own code in there and have a go. Okay, good luck.